It's very rare in any level of basketball or any sport to be able to go back to a place where you're a living legend. That's where we find Mississippi Valley head coach Lindsey Hunter. He is a Mississippi legend in high school and a Jackson State alum, SWAC champion, also an NBA champion, but now in his second year as the head coach of the Delta Devils. Thank you for joining us. And first question.
When you go back and look at film at 2019 and 20, do you look at it or do you say, look, that was just my first year. I'm throwing it all away. Let's focus on this year.
Well, for me, I'm a basketball junkie. So I've watched every single game we played last year. You know, I was always taught you learn more from adversity than you do from succeeding. So I take that to heart, you know, and I don't take for granted, you know, any game that I've ever coached or played in. You know, there's a lesson to be learned in all of it. And I really, really, truly take that, you know, serious. And so, you know, as we had our struggles last year, as tough of a season as it was, you know, that's not the toughest season that I've ever been through personally, you know. So I use those lessons to try to, you know, teach my young men that you use these things to get better. And that's what we have to do. You know, we'll be relatively a different team this year, but at the same time, I will go over those things that we struggled with last year with these guys to let them know you can't take anything for granted. And if you talk about, you know, changing the culture and turning things around, you can never forget the struggle, you know.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So with COVID-19, March hits, everything is shut down. How did that alter the way that you recruit, and how has it altered the way that you coach?
Man, this is, you know, since we've had this virus has really turned things upside down, you know, in our world. And I think nobody is beyond the impact of it. And of course, we have felt it, recruiting wise, coaching wise, not being able to really get out and you know, talk to kids and meet their families was the hardest thing for me. I'm a people's person, and I really like, you know, meeting a kid's family. That's big for me. So that was the hard part about it. On the flip side of it, though, I think it put a lot of schools like us on an even playing field recruitment-wise, because, you know, kids may get enamored with, you know, going to a bigger school when they see all the bells and whistles that they have. But when it comes down to person to person and man to man and being able to sell yourself, I think guys like myself, you know, we can do that with the best of them.
When you look at the young men that you were able to bring in, what type of athletes were you looking for, and were you able to find them?
We did. We got some guys that we're really proud to be a part of our program, and guys that we're proud to be able to mentor and you know, help form them into great young men. First of all, but athlete wise, I think we added some guys who can space the floor and play the way that we're going to try to play. You know, we added a couple of bigs who can rebound and give us some toughness and a defensive presence on the inside, which was monumental for us. But overall, with the group that we have, I really like how they compete with one another. That's big without even being coached to do so. So that's huge for us, because if you can get a team that buys into you know, winning and buys into competing and pushing each other, that's half the battle.
What are your thoughts on the NBA's bubble, and how do you think the social justice piece added to the level of intensity and the importance of the NBA playing?
Man, you know, we watched, of course, we watched every game that they've played since the bubble started, and just watching that concept, you know, of course they have the you know, the finances to do something that extraordinary. They basically built a city, you know, within Disney. So it was just fascinating watching it from that aspect, knowing that, you know, they put a lot, you know, Adam Silverman, they put a lot into getting that things safe and having it virus proof, basically, with all the protocols and the security measures that they had. It was phenomenal to watch. Also watching the awareness of even the young guys you see, man. The young guys, you know, that are in this league are phenomenal as far as social justice is concerned. They are really spearheading this thing, man. And you watch guys that you know you really didn't know. You knew them as a college athlete or a guy that was going to be good in the NBA, but you watch them and you just, your heart opens up because you know we're older. We've seen more of a struggle than they have, but to see the fire and the fight that they have, you know, it lets you know that the league is in great hands.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck to you this season.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined by Caleb Hunter, guard for Mississippi Valley State, entering his sophomore season. First of all, how did you enjoy your first year of college life?
It was enjoyable. It was a new experience, so I just had to adjust from high school. But altogether, it was enjoyable, and I really enjoyed making new friends, playing basketball.
You grew up in the Michigan area, but how close are you to your father's Mississippi roots, and was that a big transition to go from the city of Detroit to Enid Bena?
Well, it was at first, but I got used to it because when I was younger, we would always make trips to Mississippi, so it wasn't too big of an adjustment.
What was the biggest thing you missed? Was it the cold weather? Was it the Detroit style pizza? What was it?
It was just probably my mom stays out there, so just missing her and my sister.
Your first opportunity to play in the SWAC. How did you see yourself when you started, and how did you see yourself when you ended the season last year?
I surprised myself at first. I started off rough. My field goal percentages were pretty low, but towards the end of the season, it improved, and I just saw myself playing better, and I enjoyed it.
What was the main thing that you did during the season to change that field goal percentage and to make it increase as the season progressed?
I think it was just all about my mentality going into games, staying aggressive, getting open shots, working on my shot in practice, and it just came together.
How special is it for you to be coached by your father?
It means a lot. Even as a young boy, he coached me on my AAU team, so it just transitioned from AAU to college. So it's a pretty cool experience, and I enjoyed it too.
When you look at this team coming into this year, have you taken a look at some of the added pieces that you have, and do you think that with those pieces you'll be able to better your record than you had last season?
Yes, I believe so. We got a lot of talent. We got a lot of young guys coming in. We got a lot of length too. So we struggled rebounding last year. So this year it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But I do see us improving drastically.
Have you ever seen a shot beyond the three-point arc that you didn't like?
No, not really. What I work on, we just shoot from anywhere. So, you just got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So that's why I just take shots anywhere.
So when you're at practice, you try to shoot it, from the timeline, you try to shoot it right at the inbounds line. What are you doing at practice to make yourself uncomfortable and to become comfortable being uncomfortable?
Just shooting one-legged threes, shooting. My dad comes to contest me, so I just take crazy shots. But if you keep doing it, you get comfortable doing it, and it translates to the game. So.
All right, thank you so very much, and good luck to you this season.
No problem. Thank you.